Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and we give you the non-biased information you can use to hopefully capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history, which is this bull run that we're in right now. Now, this is going to be kind of a highlight reel of some of the positive things that went on inside the Hedera ecosystem with HBAR. One of my absolute favorite projects, and I highly recommend compare it to any project that you're looking to stack, and it probably will not hold up, especially the older tokens that have already been through a bull run. Very, very few can hold up to what's been going on with HBAR. So I'm just going to run through it briefly, hit some of the major highlights, because guys, I could stand here for 2 or 3 hours and talk about all the positives that's been going on inside the ecosystem in this bear run. And now HBAR is about to show its true colors during this bull run, and it's going to get some attention, in my opinion, not financial advice. So hit that like button and let's dive into it. And Happy New Year, by the way. Now, if you haven't been to Hedera's website, go there, surf around, spend some time, look at the governing council and all that. Not even going to talk about all that positiveness. But what I want to bring to your attention is, when you hear a buzz about a lot of projects, it's what they're going to do. Well, HBAR is doing it. It's not what they're going to do tomorrow. It's what they're doing now. When you talk about CBDC'S or Micropayments or Tokenized Assets or whatever, they're doing it. They're getting their share. It's not like, oh, tomorrow and the banking reset happens. Guys, they're there now, and they are getting their share, and they are aligning themselves to really, really make a name for this ecosystem. Now, and the one way they accomplish that is, which sets itself apart from a lot of these other projects, is they have grants and accelerators. Look at this. They have Tribe. That is an accelerator program that works every day to grow the ecosystem. You got the HBAR Foundation giving money every day to grow the ecosystem. The only thing that you can remotely say negative about HBAR is people make comments about their tokenomics. But here's the difference between, say, HBAR and pretty much all the other projects like XLM, XRP, Link, any of them. When they increase their supply, the bulk of those profits and those proceeds go back into growing the ecosystem, paying developers, and growing. It doesn't get much better than that. Most projects just make the founders extremely rich. Now, they have the Head Starter community program to grow DeFi, and then they also have the, I don't know why I can't click on this, but they have 5 different avenues to grow that ecosystem, and they throw money and marketing and time and everything else behind it. It doesn't get more positive than this, and I don't know anyone that is out front more than growing their ecosystem. Now, they have a Stablecoin Studio. Guys, this thing is going to catch fire and is already having a lot of success, because in the future, when you talk about cross-border payments and stuff like that, everything's going to be tokenized, and a lot of corporations, banks, fintech companies, they're going to have their own stablecoin. And Hedera has the Stablecoin Studios that makes it extremely simple. They can be up and running with their stablecoin on one of the best blockchains out there, which is technically not a blockchain, it's Hashgraph. Extremely positive. Micropayments. Here's the thing about HBAR. You know, a lot of people talk about, for instance, XRP and their rails and how cheap they are and how fast. Well, when you compare that to HBAR, guys, HBAR is winning the micropayments, and here's the number one reason. First of all, they've proved they can scale more than anyone else. They are outscaling everyone as far as transactions. But the number one thing that sets HBAR apart is, you know, corporations don't like to have an upside, or they don't like to not be able to budget things. So when a project, no matter what project it is, if it goes from, you know, 10 cents to $10, well, that corporation trying to build on that ecosystem for whatever they're building, they don't know how to budget their money. Well, Hedera, you pay in cash, it gets converted into HBAR, but it's set. It doesn't change. So when a corporation builds and is using the Hedera ecosystem with HBAR, they don't have to guess. They can budget each and every month, quarter, etc. Because even if HBAR runs off to $10, they still have the same cost. And they'll know that cost every single month and every quarter and every year. And I think that is going to be something that a lot of other blockchains are going to have to incorporate to be able to compete. But as it sits, HBAR is the only one that I know does that, and it is setting the bar, and they are grabbing market share extremely fast. Now, the Guardian. Guys, the Guardian platform that HBAR has created is literally setting the standard for like ESG, carbon credits. It is going, as it sits right now, it could easily be the standard that the whole world uses. But even if they don't, they are positioning themselves by far to be the front runner of tokenized assets for carbon credits. Check this out. This year, Alcott onboarded 500 million metric tons of carbon credits onto HBAR. Those are tokenized assets. Again, a lot of people are saying what they're going to do with tokenized assets. HBAR is doing it. Check this out. Aberdeen has one of the most cutting edge platforms that they created on Hedera with HBAR, and they tokenize their entire, you know, asset management fund. It's $100 million, and now they are getting to become the standard around the world. They have joined one of the big I can't think of it, one of the big councils that kind of guide the world with regulation, and they are on the board. They were the first ones to get a certain designation, and what the cool thing about that is they are setting the roadmap for corporations around the world, and they're very well respected. Now, this is something not many people talk about, and for the life of me, I don't know why. People are so biased, it's not even funny. I do my research for me, and I share with my community. And I promise you, everything I say has merit. I may not always be right, but it's worth a debate, that's for sure. And I promise you that I've done my research, and I don't just throw pie in the sky. I can back up everything that I say to you guys. Now, FEDNOW, when you dive into it, it's ending up nothing like most people think. Like I hear all the time, you know, the Fed's going to use Ripple and XRP. They're not even in the game. They're not even in the conversation. But I don't want to go there. But here's what is in the conversation and who is in the game. It's HBAR. Now, they've got 3 different direct partnerships where the partners have direct relationships with FEDNOW, and they have said they are growing their relationship with the Fed with HBAR. Now, it's not necessarily for payments. They have different mechanisms, like they have like a timestamp, and they have a mechanism where they can validate each side of the transaction. So it's different than a lot of other, say, ISO tokens use. But here's the crazy thing. FIS Global, which no one talks about, which is one of my pet peeves when, you know, you hear all these crazy influencers talking about, you know, the flow of money in the future. Well, they wouldn't say the things they did if they were open and honest and non-biased, and if they've done any research to compare the real players. And the truth of the matter is, no matter what, the players today, like JP Morgan and Swift, FedNow, they are going to not only maintain their lion's share, they're going to increase it. And I'll debate that anytime, anywhere, with anyone. I don't like it, but that's the way it is. But one leader that is dominating like cross-border payments, liquidity, and has a huge relationship with FedNow is FIS Global. And they are going to use that validation mechanism with Hedera. I highly recommend you go do some research on FIS Global before you stack any of the so-called banking tokens or the ISO tokens, because FIS Global is the future of payments. They are probably going to be the #1 dominant player behind, say, JP Morgan and maybe Swift. But right now they've processed like $46 trillion in 2023. Anyway, the other partnership is with Drops, and they are using Hedera HBAR as well. And now we just had an announcement where a new credit union, it's the first one ever, is building on Hedera, and a payments platform, and they have a relationship with FedNow, and they're going to be using HBAR as well. So when it comes to FedNow, HBAR is getting its share. Now, here's the exciting news. What's next for HBAR in 2024? Well, I think we're going to get a lot of attention, according to the developers that I listen to every single week, called the HBAR Bull. It's put on by all developers that work inside the Hedera ecosystem. They talked about NFTs are going to pick up for Hedera in 2024. But the two things that they said was going to have the biggest growth and probably get the most attention, guess what it is? It's gaming and DeFi. Guys, that is powerful, and that's something that Hedera has been missing. And I'm telling you guys, I don't care what it is you're talking about, CBDC'S, micropayments, it doesn't matter. HBAR is getting their share, and they have built that core ecosystem, and they have all those devs and all these new projects and dApps and everything coming out. They're ready. That's what they've been doing in this downtime. And check this out. One of the main guys inside Hedera said that he doesn't know when, but he feels really confident that in 2024 that HBAR is going to have an announcement that sets it apart and really grabs the attention and the notoriety that it deserves. So I don't know what it is, but I do know that, you know, you have that governing council is the who's who of Wall Street. No one wants to talk about that, but they're all building something inside the ecosystem of Hedera. Those announcements are going to start coming out in this bull run, and it's going to be explosive. Guys, I can't be more bullish on Hedera. Anyway, let's take a look at the chart. Well, no, back up. I jumped the gun, guys. I should have already said this, and I apologize. You got to hear this part. I want you to think about something. I did a video a while back talking about how, 98% of all these projects are going to go belly up. They're going to disappear because, right now, most projects, like literally 98%, the way they are growing, which is great, is from like the founders and the VC money. Well, they're going to have to get to the point of scaling or whatever it is to pay for itself. And most of them aren't even close, because you got to think, when you're charging like 0.002 of a penny, you're going to have to hit some real numbers to make some money. Like my video, I talked about there's only about 25 projects, guys. Now that's not including the new projects, the gaming projects, the gambling projects. They are killing it financially. But the average blockchain is nowhere close to being able to support itself. Not even in the least. For instance, XLM and HBAR, I did a video maybe 3 months ago. Guys, they're not even doing like $3,000 a quarter in revenue. Think about that. Now, on the other hand, HBAR is pushing $4 million profit this year because they are now scaling like no other blockchain out there, period. Guys, you know how Ethereum dominates pretty much everything, 70% of any way you want to measure everything? Well, not transactions. You can add up XLM, XRP, ChainkLink, and probably 5 more projects, and they haven't done the transactions that HBAR has done combined. HBAR, last I checked, was at 38 billion transactions. That is a huge amount out front of everyone else. And they're doing about $1 billion a week. That's the pace they're at. So right now, they are projected to do 100 billion transactions by the end of 2024. Guys, that proves everything that they say. A lot of projects say we've done this, we can scale, we can do whatever. Well, HBAR has proved itself. Now, the account creations, new wallets, guys, has increased by almost 3 million. And again, the network revenue right now, and this chart still has about a month to add to it, was at 3.5 million of profits. Guys, I can't be more bullish about HBAR. It is exploding, and when you add gaming and their micropayments together, and whatever announcements all these governing councils come out with next year, man, this thing's going to fly, and it's going to get the respect it deserves, because in my opinion, this thing should be a top 5 projects. And I highly recommend, guys, you don't have to agree with me at all. It's not financial advice, but go compare. Because I was watching a podcast, and I'm not here to FUD on any project, but I was watching a podcast where he was promoting XRP, XLM, and CASPER. And he said, they're this, they're great, they're going to. Well, I started to compare in every category, from the foundation, the tech, the developers, the partnerships, everything. Well, when I did it to XRP, it's not even a comparison worth wasting time on. Same with XLM and same with CASPER. If you combine those 3 projects, they do not outperform HBAR in not one category. Not one. Hey, prove me wrong, guys. I'll be glad to have that debate. It's your money. Again, not financial advice. Guys, I take everything into a funnel. I go wide and I narrow it down. And when I did that, for the ISO tokens. I came out with HBAR, LINK, and Quant, and I really believe that HBAR has the brightest future. I really do, out of all of the ISO tokens. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, guys, I know I'm rambling on. Happy New Year. Take a look at HBAR. Compare it to whatever projects. Now, that being said, as much as I love HBAR, when you look at this chart, guys, I have no doubt, bear with me, I personally have no doubt that, I don't know why that popped up, that he messed me up. Anyway, there's a big triangle that had formed earlier in the year, and I think once it gets above 10 cents, I'm not going to stack anymore. I'm probably not going to stack anymore unless it pulls back hard. Because here's my thought: as much as I love HBAR, my bet at stacking at 4 and 5 cents was that it will take out its all-time high. I definitely 100% believe that. However, a lot of people, which is 52 cents, a lot of people tell you it's going to $1. I wouldn't doubt that whatsoever. Some people tell you $2.50, some are even saying $10 HBAR. I'm not willing to make those bets. For me, when it hits its all-time high, I will be at minimum 75%, if not all the way out of my HBAR, and be moving on, and I'll buy it again in the preceding bull run, maybe. Now, if you're looking for new projects, guys, I highly recommend you find the ones that are new and compare those to the old narratives. They don't compare, guys. And now that they're starting to pump, right? You know, look at Sol, Avalanche, XRP, and now HBAR is starting to get up there. It's only moved a little bit, right? It's only about a, 1x, 1.5x for the year, so there's still a ton of room, and there's some time to buy it. But for the most part, those projects are it's going to be hard for them to give you a 10x from here. You're placing a pretty big bet. I don't really like the bets where a project has to take out its all-time high, because as we learned for like XRP and XLM in the last bull run and a whole list of other projects, they didn't hit new all-time highs, and most people were betting it was going to double or triple, just like with Solana. Solana is over $100, and my bet was for it to take out its old high $250. Now people are calling for $1,000. Really? That's a bet you want to place? I'm not willing to place that bet when we have new projects like CASPER that are coming out, that came out in the bear market and have outperformed all of those projects and have never experienced a bull run. That's where my money's going. Now, if you need some help, guys, with some coaching, I do one-on-one. It's $250. You get 3 phone calls, and we go through phone calls or Zoom videos, and we go through your portfolio. We talk about your risk reward. We get you a game plan and a strategy to take profits and how to compare projects, how to condense maybe or expand your portfolio to meet your risk rewards. And whether you work with me or not, guys, I highly recommend get you a game plan in place with a strategy to take profits, because if you don't take profits, you'll become the profits. And when something does a 3x, 4x tops, I highly recommend you take out your initial investments, because, guys, we're about to experience something that most people have never experienced. And if your wallet does a 4x, a 5x, a 8x, a 20x, it's going to come down probably 10 times faster. And if you've been taking profits all along the way, you're going to get caught, guys. We're all going to get caught. We're all going to leave a ton of money on the table. But if you've been stacking those profits along the way, if you get caught at the end, maybe you give back 10 or 20% max. But if you're fully invested, for instance, we'll use HBAR. If you think HBAR is going to go to $2 and it only goes to 62 cents, which was a heck of a bull run, right? Took out its all-time high. That's really all you can ask. But it's going to go something like this. Bear with me. I know I'm rambling, but this is very educational. If HBAR, like for me, when I get probably around 15 cents, I'm taking out my initial investment. And then it's about 25, 30, 40 cents, take out a little more. At its all-time high, like I said, it probably 75% would be in a stablecoin or in a different project. Well, imagine someone that's waiting for $1 and it goes to 87 cents. Because what it's going to do, it's going to run, let's say it runs to 60 cents, pulls back to 40, then goes from 40 to 80, back from 80 to 60, back from 60, gets back to 80, and we're thinking it's going to $1, and it goes to 79 cents. And then we wake up and it's back at 55. And then it's at 40. And then it's at 30. Then it's game over, guys. And you missed it and you didn't take those profits. I don't want that to happen to you. Get some help if you need it. If not, no matter what, find a mentor, get a game plan. Be careful who you listen to. Because 2024, guys, is going to be crazy. But I promise you, if you're watching this, you're going to earn every penny. You know, a lot of influencers hype you up like, oh, just buy this and hold on and sell, you know, at $5 or $20, whatever the project is. Just like Solana right now, you know, at $10,000 XRP, right? Solana, $1,000. Just hold on, sell, and you're good. Well, good luck with that. Anyway, guys, Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel. Be part of this community. I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to start going live. We got a lot of new changes for this channel in the new year, and I'm going to be right here with you. It's not financial advice, but I'll share what I do every single day. I'll share my research, and I'll always be open and honest because I'm here to fight misinformation, because I started this channel because I want people to capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history for the average person to change their financial future. All right, guys, that's all I got. Take care.